This is the Brave New Coin Crypto Conversation, hosted by Andy Pickering.
Hi everyone, Andy Pickering here. I'm your host and welcome to the Crypto Conversation, a Brave New Coin podcast where we talk to the people building the future in the Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency space. Hey team, we have a new sponsor here at the Crypto Conversation, BitGet, one of the world's leading copy trading cryptocurrency exchanges. Yes, indeed. What happens if you've got the funds to invest, but you don't have the time to keep track of the market? You still want to make smart money moves. What do you do? Well, copy trading is a popular choice for beginner traders. You can shorten your learning curve by uncovering tips and strategies from more experienced traders. BitGet's copy trading platform has over 80,000 elite traders to choose from and 380,000 followers just like yourself who are already using the BitGet copy trading platform as a potential passive income stream. All it takes is one click. You can subscribe to an elite, profitable strategist, set your limits, automate your orders, and monitor their trades. I've got some links in the show notes below. One link will take you through to the BitGet sign-up page, give you a VIP discount. So learn all about it for yourself thanks to BitGet. And now it is on with the show. My guest today is Elena Sinelnikova. Elena is the co-founder and CEO of Metis, a layer-2 solution built on Ethereum, designed, of course, to power our dApps businesses and communities by helping scale Ethereum to what it's meant to be, boundless. I like it. All right, welcome to the show, Elena.
Thank you very much, Andy. Thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure. Let's do what we do at the beginning of the show. Elena, could you please introduce yourself? Just like to hear a little bit of your personal backstory and what you've been doing in the lead up to co-founding Metis.
All right. Thank you. So I started in blockchain space back in 2016, actually by, stepping in, creating a course for .NET developers on how to switch from .NET to blockchain. And then I co-founded CryptoChicks organization, which is nonprofit organization for educating women and youth in blockchain and AI. That's how my journey started in blockchain space. And 2 years later, I met my future co-founders of Metis, Kevin Liu and Yuan Su. Kevin Liu was, quite convincing, laying out the vision and the strategy for the future Metis ecosystem, which is Web3 economy. I was very keen to do so, and I agreed to co-found this project as well. And now, 2 years later, we have our own layer-2, which is doing quite well, successfully, very innovative. And we have the ecosystem of projects, which we call econodes. Majority of them actually led by women as well. So, CryptoChicks background came very handy. And together we're building a Web3 economy. So that's my story on how I came here.
Very good. Thank you, Elena. And yeah, CryptoChicks. So just remind me when you guys kicked that off, because I remember CryptoChicks from back in the day. And is that still going now?
Yes, CryptoChicks still very well and going. We're right now working with the Canadian government. We received a grant from Canadian government, and now we're teaching kids at school. We're teaching them blockchain and other, tech, and doing very well with the CryptoChicks. So mostly focusing on education, but there are lots of chapters that are functioning in the world in CryptoChicks. So chapters are independent entities that are also educating women and youth in their own countries. So we just recently opened up a Mexican chapter. So we've been at the opening ceremony for the Mexican chapter. So we have chapters in other countries too.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm really pleased to hear that, CryptoChicks is still going strong. Fantastic.
Yes.
All right, well, let's switch to Metis. And how are we saying Metis? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Metis. We have the whole video when we just launched Metis. It was there is a me in Metis, so that's why it's Metis. That's how it is pronounced.
Got it. Metis. Yep.
Yeah, this is after the name of the goddess of wisdom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, do you want to give us the high level, I suppose, kind of summary of what a Metis is?
Mm-hmm. We envisioned Metis as the Web3 economy, is the community where organizations can be created or invited or welcome and can be functioned as an autonomous companies, autonomous decentralized companies. We call them dApps, decentralized autonomous companies. And together they can create the economy, which means that the living and breathing ecosystem where every company and every person can do business, regardless of where they are, what country they are. And this business, of course, is supported by the blockchain infrastructure that we built. So that's what Metis is. And the governance between those companies, DAX, or how we call them, eco-nodes, is defined by the community, but under the leadership of the MetisDAO Foundation. And that's what we're building right now, the governance.
Got it. And can you give us a sense of how far along, I suppose, the development path in terms of growing out the Metis ecosystem? When did you guys kick this off? How long ago was it? And where are you now? Are we kind of mainnet, all that good stuff?
So we kicked off a year and a half ago. We kicked off the project about 2 years ago. It means when we kicked off, it means that we raised funds and we started together with the team. But before that, we created kind of like the concept around it, the strategy on how we're going to be doing that. So 2 years ago, we kicked off the project, and a year and a half ago, we already launched layer-2. So we created a layer-2, which is started as an optimistic roll-up. And now it's optimistic roll-up that we had some modifications. So now it is the roll-up with most non-expensive transaction fees and also the fastest transactions in the Ethereum ecosystem. It's been functioning for a year and a half now without, any bugs, any issues, any outages. So we're quite proud of it. We right now holding, even in the bear market, we're holding about 100 million total value locked in there. We have about 100 projects that are working and building on top of Metis layer-2. And we now building up further, creating more technological projects, which we call them as well, eco-nodes, and to improve, to build our technology further. Also, the business projects, there are eco-nodes such as Chorus and Nuvo, for example, that are also now participating in creating our Web3 economy on different verticals. For example, Nuvo is creating everything, all the infrastructure for the digital identity, for reputation power. And Chorus is creating the infrastructure for management, for the decentralized autonomous company management for the employees, for the funds. Also, right now, they are working on the new launch and new concept of creating influencer marketing engagement for the companies. And that's how they're hoping to onboard more businesses onto Metis layer-2.
Yeah, well, that's the challenge at the moment, isn't it, Elena? With the current bear market, it's it's much harder to attract certainly new developers to start building in your ecosystem, but probably even harder again to attract new users. So we've seen, there's not the kind of, I guess, the activity across, the different Web3 sectors like DeFi, NFT trading, definitely down at the moment. So yeah, you said you're utilizing influencers to try and, I suppose, educate people about the benefits of using Metis from both a developer and a user point of view.
Oh, that's, the influencer marketing. And this is something that is, so like, of course, for instance, they build in the whole infrastructure. So it's not only Metis, but every company can use blockchain infrastructure to do that, to utilize the influencer marketing. So yeah, I mean, in our business, we also use influencer marketing, of course. I
understand the distinction. I've got it. Yeah, because otherwise,
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Otherwise,
but we're creating it for the others too, and especially for the upcoming bull market is going to be a very hot topic. Everybody would want to market, and again using the influencers. And yes, it's also very viable use case in the Web2 as well. So in the Web2 world, everybody's using influencer marketing as well.
Yeah, so. It's of course, and sorry, I do apologize. I understand the distinction that you were talking about there, and not to put too fine a point on it, but it's kind of like the influencer marketing it's a double-edged sword sometimes, because it's kind of a tough lesson to learn for new people coming into NFTs or Web3, as much as, influencer marketing can raise the profile of ecosystem players or different chains, different tokens, different NFT collections. Sometimes, the influencers, the incentives don't always align with new users, if that makes sense.
Yes, but yeah, again, when Chorus, for example, they did the market research, it's a very growing market. The influencer marketing is a very growing market, regardless of if this is a Web2 or Web3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is because of the social media, because we live and breathe now in the social media, and that's why all the social media marketing influencers, they've been used very effectively.
Absolutely correct. I have in my notes here, Elena, that Vitalik's mother is on your team. Is that, I don't know where that came from in my notes. Is there any truth to that?
Yes, this is true. So Natalia, was accidentally to also yes, who's Vitalik's mother, Natalia Amelin. She is one of the decentralization coordinators in the MetisDAO Foundation. So she's responsible for planning. So she's the guru of planning of the resources. And that's what she does in our Metis ecosystem.
Very interesting. So, I mean, that's always good. It shows that, I mean, if there's involvement, I suppose, from the Buterin family, that would suggest that, Metis is certainly a positive contributor to the Ethereum vision and ecosystem. And I suppose one of the reasons for that, Elena, is that, of course, Metis is doing your part to help solve the good old-fashioned blockchain trilemma or dilemma for Ethereum. So, the three desirable properties of blockchain, of course: decentralization, security, scalability. But of course, traditionally we've found that those attributes come with trade-offs. So maybe just talk about how Metis is helping to help keep those three properties and solve for them.
Yes, so Metis exactly was created to solve those, because we are big believers. Natalia and I were longtime friends, and actually Vitalik was the reason I came to, and Natalia as well, that I came into the blockchain space. When I learned that he was doing something, and this something was Ethereum, I got interested. I started reading about it, and then eventually long story short, I decided to move into the blockchain space myself. Of course, the problem, the trilemma of the scalability, security, decentralization was very important from the very beginning. Yes, and at Metis, how do we solve it? Scalability. Of course, our Metis layer-2 is that's exactly it is. This is a scalability solution, so we're making transactions cheaper and faster. We do it in the most decentralized way as possible. And decentralization for me means that there's no single party where the network can depend on. For example, if something happens to me or the Metis team, network will continue to work. For that, we are developing right now the decentralized sequencers. And that is has been on our roadmap always. So this decentralized sequencers is held by community, not by Metis team or Metis founders. And in this case, the network is completely decentralized. But at the same time, what we do as well, we are decentralizing on a business level too. So as I say, our ecosystem consists of the econodes. It means that different businesses that are independently held, that are not dependent on any, like on the MetisDAO Foundation, for example, that can function on their own as well. And therefore, there's no single point of failure. There's no, if something happens to one company, everything else will be functioning. And this one company can be replaced by another one, so that is how we manage decentralization. And the whole governance within it comes from the communities, community electing which econodes to move forward. Community electing is who is going to be funded by this ecosystem, and then community also defines the governance. So this is our decentralization way of doing things. And in terms of the security, of course, we're using the our innovations and also innovations of other teams to keep the transactions secure on a transactional level, and also to have this security of the business as well. It means that there's no single point of failure, which is also the security of the whole ecosystem.
Very good. Thank you, Elena. There's so many different layer 2 solutions out there at the moment, particularly on Ethereum. Can you speak to why you think Metis is, I suppose, different or better than some of the other layer 2s?
Yes, it's a very good question, because the different layer 2s, they have their own vision of what exactly they want to build. Like, for example, Optimism, they are building this public goods ecosystem with the participation of AI as well. So this is their vision. Our vision of building a Web3 economy means that easy onboarding of the Web2 businesses onto blockchain, and so they can do and function all together, no matter where they are, no matter what country they are, what jurisdiction they are. So the blockchain infrastructure will be supporting their business. So this is our vision of onboarding, businesses and people onto the blockchain easily, and creating this Web3 economy where they can work all together.
Yeah, okay. Well, if we zoom out a little bit, then Elena, this Web3 economy that is ultimately what all of us in blockchain, I suppose, are trying to build out. At a high level, what do you see as some of the key features or advantages of Web3, and how far along that path are we to getting there? And what are some of the, the next steps that need to be undertaken to help bring the next wave of new users into Web3?
Yeah, that's an amazing question. Web3 and is kind of the natural evolution of internet, because when internet came into play, the people found that they can be connected. Again, no matter where they are, they can stay connected to each other. And of course, at this moment, there was a lot like growth also of like a lot of e-commerce businesses that actually utilized this internet connection and started doing business over the internet. But what is actually happened that these businesses kind of like took on the role of being intermediary between people. What Web3 is doing and what blockchain bring into play is this, now people will be able to do business between each other without an intermediary, without these companies. And that's what we are building, with all the smart contracts, with all the applications they are, so people will be able to do banking with each other, to to pay to each other, like submit the payments that's already working, to exchange the art with each other, so to buy and sell with each other without any intermediaries. What is happening right now, we're still building an infrastructure for that, and this infrastructure has to be secure, robust, and very fast as well. And right now, this in the Web2 world, the companies that are doing that, and we have to trust the companies, and naturally, there is like these big giants that are grown that people trust. So what we need to do, we need people to trust the technology that we are developing. For that, we will need to do a really good job on creating such infrastructure, so people start trusting infrastructure and can work with each other without the need of trusting each other. So you don't need to trust the person on the other end, but you trust into the infrastructure so much that you can, be comfortable to do the business with it. So this is what we're working on. The whole blockchain space is working on creating this, robust infrastructure, developing different use cases, showing people on how it works, gaining a trust, so the technology gaining a trust. In order to propel to the next stage, because right now, so first people, they utilize the payment system. Like, for example, they can transfer now, money, crypto between each other without no problem, without using, banks or any other, pay engine. So at least in our blockchain ecosystem, now it is a very common thing to do. Next, what they did as well, utilizing different decentralized finance solutions, DeFi, in order to grow their capital. So there was a good and bad in it. There's like lots of like learning curve and learning experience on how to do it. And the infrastructure is still not robust enough, because this system, like DeFi system, could be broken in, smart contracts had bugs where the hackers can, exploit them. Yes, so as we still developing this infrastructure to trust, so it should be the next level where people trust. So when we develop new use cases and people utilize and trust the infrastructure and take advantage of the blockchain in case to do business with each other, no matter where they are, what country they are, therefore opening new opportunities. Especially it is now become possible after COVID, when everybody accustomed to work remotely. So people now don't want to go to the offices. So they are looking for the opportunities to do business from their own computer at their own home. And blockchain exactly can bring that. So once we match these two, building new use cases and presenting it to people who want to find these new opportunities now working from home. So this is going to propel us to the next level in the blockchain space.
Got it. Thank you, Elena. All right. Well, as we start to finish off this part of the podcast, then, just for people listening that aren't familiar with Metis, tell them a little bit more about what they can do on the Metis ecosystem at the moment. Maybe one or two dApps that you think are really compelling, and where people can go to find out more.
Absolutely. Yes. So, for example, you can go to metis.io, metis.io website and explore the ecosystem. There is a bridge where you already can transfer money from layer 1 to layer 2, so from Ethereum to Metis. And then you can utilize the dApps that are working on Metis. Though there is a disclaimer that this dApps is a third-party dApps, so you probably need to do a little bit of the research to understand how they work, how this application works. So there are a number of the DeFi applications that sitting on top of Metis with this for the opportunities for you to learn decentralized finance on how to do it, how to utilize the financial instruments that they're offering, but do your own research in order to understand what exactly you will be doing, what exactly you will be growing, what financial instruments are offered there. So what Metis does, Metis just providing an infrastructure for it, but the dApps themselves, they build on top of Metis and provide this opportunities to manage funds, to grow the funds, to do DeFi operations. So this is something can be learned from, if you go to metis.io, go to explore the ecosystem and see what ecosystem projects are building on Metis, and then you can be transferred to their websites and that's and read about what they offer. So this is one way. Another way, you can go to our econodes, Chorus.io, like for example, Chorus.io, and see the offering of this econode. As I said, that this is a B2B business. So if you're a business, if you're looking for the creating your own decentralized autonomous company, this is something that Chorus already offering. So creating your own business, managing the people, managing the treasury, this is something that Chorus already does, and they right now working on the cases when if you need to utilize the influencer marketing, that's what they will be offering starting from next month. We also have another one, and this is B2B. This is Novosphere.io. They are right now doing the engagement for the events, but in general, they are building an infrastructure and already built an infrastructure for the digital identity and reputation power. So if you go to Novosphere.io, you can learn about that as well. So this is right now what is offered on the Metis ecosystem. And as we develop, you can always find it from our Twitter, find out from our Twitter. Our Twitter is at MetisDAO and also at MetisDAO FDN Foundation, MetisDAO Foundation. So you can learn about the new use cases, new offerings that Metis exploring.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for all of that info, Elena. Let's go to a very quick break and then we'll come back. We'll finish off. We'll have some fun. We'll run you through the very famous Crypto Conversation hot take round. Back in 1 second.
Look, we'd all like to say we're pro traders, but the reality is we're probably not. But with BitGet, you don't have to be. Why? Because BitGet is the world's largest copy trading exchange. Instead of you muddling through it on your own, feel confident. BitGet allows you to automatically copy trade from over 80,000 elite traders with 24/7 support on our secure copy trading platform. Start following expert traders on bitget.com. Check for details in the show notes and join BitGet today.
All right, we are back, and I'm with Elena Sinelnikova. Elena is the co-founder and CEO of the Metis layer 2 solution for Ethereum. Elena, I like to finish each podcast with a quick round of rapid-fire crypto conversation hot takes. Are you up for it?
Oh my God, I don't know. Am I? Let's try that.
Let's try. I'm just going to put some questions to you, Elena. Don't worry, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Just give me, honest answers to the questions. Question one for you, and I think I know what you'll say. Where would you say that you sit on the Bitcoin maximalist to multi-chain spectrum?
I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, that's for sure. I am for building an infrastructure, for building a scalability, Ethereum for solving the blockchain trilemma, and more on the technology side. But I believe very much in crypto and blockchain technology in general. So, and I believe in a multi-chain as well, because multi-chain creates a competition, and I believe in competition and a healthy competition. So, where does it bring me to in the spectrum? You tell me. I don't know, Andy.
Yeah, me neither. But I think you answered the question, so that we'll take it. All right, next question, Elena. What would you say is your firmest conviction crypto opinion?
I believe that decentralization is the main offering of the blockchain technology. So that's good. Probably, yeah, my conviction.
All right, Elena, Bill Gates famously said that we tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in 2 years and underestimate what we can accomplish in 10. So, 10 years in blockchain is a very long time. Let's say Web3, 10 years time, what does Web3 start to look like?
Well, first of all, the biggest accomplishment that they brought me here. so I came, so I think that this matters. But to be serious, 10, yes, I completely agree that we always overestimate what we can do short term and underestimate what we can do long term. So therefore, 10 years in the blockchain, we see the technology developed so much. So now transactions are very fast. Now people are, I work on the street and I can see the exchange for the crypto. So they're pretty common in every country, by the way, every country I travel. So crypto is more mainstream. People know about it, people learned about it, even good or bad stuff, they know about it. And also people started using it, and even my parents started using blockchain in these 10 years, which is a huge thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, and also what I see, the ecosystems and the blockchain companies, they more now they turned from just the startups that are led by nerds into the enterprises, and that's a big growth in 10 years. Yes, I love
it. Very well said. All right, another way of looking at this, Elena, is a quote by William Gibson, who said that the future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed. With that in mind, can you think of an example of the future being here right now, but most people don't know about it?
All right. So for example, I know that blockchain companies, they are already paying salaries to their employees. First of all, their employers are all over the world, no matter what country they are. So it means that future of the decentralization is already here, and they will receive payments in crypto no matter where they are. Again, that this is something that is very normal for the Web3, for our own space, but this is not totally understood yet by the Web2 space, and they don't know still how to do it. So that's one of the examples. What is reality for us? It is still the future for the majority of people. So the future is here. Yeah. It's just not for everyone yet.
Completely. Very well said. All right, final question, Elena. What is your favorite science fiction book, film, or TV show?
I think Black Mirror is very well done. So I think that became my favorite recently. Before that, probably I had Ray Bradbury is my author, that the one that I loved, and like from the science fiction. Yeah, so these are the.
Yeah, Black Mirror. Have you watched the new the new Black Mirror season?
I heard about it. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm just postponing the pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's there on Netflix for when you're ready. Great answer, great selection. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Elena. It's been a pleasure to talk to you today. Yeah, fascinated that you founded Crypto Chicks, which is still running. Great to hear more about what you and your team at Metis are building out with Vitalik's mum. Fantastic. So wish you nothing but the best. Just close it out again by telling people where they can go to learn all about Metis and where they can find you on Twitter.
Right. So my Twitter handle is Elena Crypto Chick, which is Elena Crypto. This you know how to spell, and Chick spelled as CHIC. And you can find MetisDAO Foundation at MetisDAO FDN on Twitter, and you can find Metis layer-2 at MetisDAO Twitter. So, and our website is metisdao.foundation or also metis.io. That's how you can find us via the website.
Awesome. And of course, links in the show notes. Thank you so much, Elena. All the best, and bye for now.
Thank you very much, Andy, for having me.
All right, there you go. That was Elena from Metis. Very cool chatting to Elena. And yeah, Black Mirror new season. I must admit I haven't watched the new season yet myself, but I just watched the Black Mirror episode a couple of days ago. Man, it is kind of widely regarded as one of the more controversial or slightly disquieting episodes of Black Mirror. I mean, they're all disquieting, but yeah, the Black Museum especially disturbing. Really does make you think. So if you haven't seen that episode, most people have seen it, but if you haven't seen the Black Museum, do recommend that episode. Watch it at night in the dark for sure. All right, team. Well, thank you for listening. We reached the end of another episode. Thank you to Elena and the team at Metis. But that is today's show. Please make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Conversation in whatever podcast app you are using. That's it for today. Yeah, this was the Crypto Conversation for Brave New Coin.